Good morning and welcome to Occam's Razor, gardening, cooking, and canning, where we do a daily update on the growth of the garden through the growing season in 2025. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a like. If you're watching us on Rumble, please give us a thumbs up and follow. Well, it's balmy 14 degrees this morning, and the squash box continues to slowly try to increase the size of its fruit as it starts to die off. It's been quite the summer. I've really enjoyed the heat when we had the heat. Unfortunately, that didn't come with much rain at all. But in the wreckage here, we do see the fruit of our labors. Ooh. This guy here. It's even turning different colors. Oh yeah, look at those, eh? Those giant zucchinis in there. Those were never meant to be. Just happened that way. So if you were watching the show yesterday, we were talking about the ostriches. So yesterday, the government issued the Cull order, so it could happen anytime. Just to give you a recap, 400 ostriches had avian flu last year, recovered. Government tested 2 dead carcasses using the PCR method, polychain reaction method, which has been known to be completely flawed because you just keep running this test as many cycles as you want until you get the result. They've run those tests on cantaloupe because they were using those same tests to show that people had the COVIDity stupidity 5 years ago. Oh, you have COVID, you gotta... After they ran the PCR test on you. Well, that's what they ran on the birds, right? You could run that as many cycles as you want until you show that your cantaloupe shows positive for COVID. You could show positive for anything, anywhere, as long as you run as many cycles as you want using this test, and that's what the government has done.
Honestly, if they tell you about bird flu, it's like a chicken with a cold. Have you ever seen a chicken with a cold? Have you ever seen them coughing, sneezing? Birds don't get flu. Birds do not get influenza. They don't. They do not get influenza. Spend 5 minutes looking at the bird, the respiratory tract. Look at the lungs of a bird. And you realize it's so different from a mammal's lungs. It's like you would realize why they can't get colds or flu. So, they're lying to you about these illnesses. Birds can get sick, but they haven't got flu, and it's not contagious. So, and the PCR test is a measure of nothing. It's fraud. And when they tell you, oh, we found bird flu in a flock in Aldermaston or something, they will have used PCR, which is fraudulent, to get that result. And they could make the birds sick in any number of ways just by treating them badly. If they overcrowd them, that will make them sick. If they stress them, that will make them sick. And if they then come in and test them, they can claim bird flu in the flock. Then they can kill all the birds. And then they can say, oh, look, bird flu is going around. Then they'll lie and say, first case of birds are human transmission. It doesn't even exist because, like I told you, birds don't get colds. Birds don't sneeze. Have you ever seen a bird coughing? Please, you must know they're lying to you. And I wouldn't think monkeys get pox either. Really. They're hairy.
And of course, they threatened to fine $500,000 and then throw you in jail for 6 months if you tried to prove them wrong by testing the birds. That's right. So when they appealed to the courts to keep these birds from being killed, the courts wouldn't even look at new evidence. No, all they did was review the process by which CFIA decided that they were going to cull these birds. And all they did is look at the process, and the judge says, yep, nothing wrong with your process, go and kill the birds. All the while refusing to look at new evidence. So, I don't know what's going to happen. They're trying to get a live stream going to show The inspectors, when they show up, to kill the birds. And when they do kill the birds, they have some contraption. They come up and they just snap the necks on the birds. And then they force the owner to dispose of the carcasses. So they show up and says, you kill the birds or we kill the birds. That's their flock, their family, raised for generations. And they're not going to get compensated. If you look up the price one of those roosters costs, that rooster I had at the end of the video yesterday, you would be amazed. They are not going to get compensated. Just in the same way that the government did not take care of people that were vaccine injured with the COVID stupidity. We know the vaccine injury support program is a massive failure. Everything these liberals do turns to SHIT. They kill because they want to, because they can. It's sickening. Absolutely sickening. And if you think it can't happen to you or your pets, just a flip of this pen, they can do anything they want. In fact, they've shown they will do anything they want, regardless of what the law says, forcing you to take the government to court. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't even know if I want to stay in this country anymore.
People are leaving Canada at a record pace. In fact, according to Statistics Canada, 106,000 people left Canada for good in 2024. That is almost the highest number of people leaving Canada ever. It's not just citizens. Canada also saw one of the highest outflows of non-permanent residents in history. And the province of Ontario set a record for the largest number of non-permanent residents leaving ever. But here's the kicker. It's not just people leaving. Capital is fleeing too. According to Better Dwelling, we also saw a record number of dollars leaving Canada in both foreign and domestic investors. Now, when we look at the number of Canadians leaving, it's easy to get excited when we see the number being really high, but we don't necessarily think of the more important number, which is what is this as a percentage of total?
This country anymore. I've been saying this for years. The only thing really keeping me here was the garden. There's nothing. There's nothing for me in Canada. 38 years a veteran, removed from service because they refused to take their injection. An injection that has killed and harmed people. And then they set up a program to help those people, and that program fails. And everything else this government does just keeps making things worse in Canada. I don't know. There's nothing left for me here. Nothing. Let's go in the front and have a look at Butch. Yeah, here we are. Right at the lavender. Yeah. Smells good. There's our pumpkin. Okay, let's have a look today. We put that little line back and we can see that, oh, I don't know if it's really increased in size. Oh well. In our corner, sunflower, still trying to produce its seeds. Looks like critters have been munching at it. That's what it's there for. For the critters. For the view. How's our zucchini? Our front zucchini. Yeah, so this leaf here just went dried up. The other ones, oh yeah, they're slowly coming along too, because it's the end of the growing season. No new zucchinis. I think that's it for this plant. And our morning glories along the back there of the box. Keep following the string. Oh yes, and floppy leaf here. Yeah, it's coming to its end. We are not going to get a pumpkin out of this, other than this thing here. Oh, that keeps being chewed at by critters. Yeah, that's it. No pumpkin. No pumpkin from this plant. And our other corner sunflower. Ah yes, finally starting to make its seeds. And our morning glories. Very nice. there. Morning glories on a house in a country that doesn't like its own citizens. That is replacing them by bringing in 1,200 new migrants every single day that are going to be put on the taxpayer dime. So why would I want to stay in Canada? The government is trying to replace me and kill everyone else off here? I don't know. I don't know how many more of these episodes I can do. Well, this has been Occam's Razor. Thanks for hanging out. And we will see you tomorrow as we continue to watch the garden slowly turn brown as fall comes. Bye-bye.